Right, so we're going to be taking a look at the old General Mill. This is by Farmer Jeb, 12.97 megabyte on the download, and this is a multi-production factory, because out of this you can make flour, sugar, grape juice, sunflower oil, canola oil. Is that canola oil? Is that olive oil? Olive oil, canola oil at the end, and then you also get a byproduct of pig food and chaff that you need to take out in a trailer. Oh, excellent. Now this building to start with is absolutely brilliant. Looks ace. The detail on it is ace. So you got your pallet spawn point there, as you can see. Then you've got your loading in point there. Then we'll come over here, you got your production chain menu, and then round the back is where you take out your chaff. Now what's also good about this, so I've got my TLX here, so let's start it up then, and we'll back it up. Because obviously, yeah, this is where you come to get your chaff out. But also, you can take out any of your products that you've already got in there. Oh, that's alright. You know, you're a little bit short on something somewhere else. Oh, yeah, just take it out of this. Oh, that's ace. Oh, brilliant. Right, so let's go into the production chain menu. We'll see what the recipes are. So we've got grape juice there. We need 800 grapes and 100 water. You get 640 grape juice and 160 pig food. So you get that as a byproduct. Olive oil, same sort of recipe. 800 olives, 100 water, and then the same outputs. You've got canola oil, a little bit different. So 950 canola, 760 oil coming out. Sunflower 950, 760 again. Then we come down to the sugars. So 1000 sugar beet, 100 water gets you 800 sugar and 200 pig food. Sugar beet cut is 1000 in, 1000 out. Fairly simple. Then we've got sugar cane, 1000 in and 800 sugar, 200 pig food out. Then we come down to flour. So we've got all the different types of flour that you can make with this one, which is what, 5, 2, 4, 6 even. So you've got wheat flour, 1000 in, 800 flour, and then 200 chaff as a bit of a byproduct coming out of that one. Barley is going to be exactly the same recipe. Oats can be slightly different, but better. Because 1000 goes in, I'm not quite sure how this works out on the maths, mind you. 1000 goes in, you get 1200 litres of flour out and 200 litres of chaff. That's like 1400. Alright, fair enough. I wouldn't say anything about it, mind you, because that is ace, but still had to add up. Right, carry on. Then you got sorghum, so 1000 in, 1200 out. Again, that's a decent recipe. Then we come down to corn, 1000 in, 800 out. And then for soybeans, 1000 in and 650 out. Right, so that's all your different shenanigans. Now, obviously, depending on what recipe you're going for, depends on these cycles as well. Because you've got the flours there, 672, and the cost of 24. But then you can't do your sugar cane, 672 and 60 a month. 96 a month if you go for the sugar beet, and then 60 a month for sunflowers. Yeah, the cycles per month are the same. The cost per cycle is slightly different depending on which one you go for. Although, to be fair, not really that much difference in it. Nothing to worry about. Now, for the inputs, I put 250,000 litres of everything into this. Fast forward it 1 month, and we're now left with this. It's used loads. I mean, it does process quick, don't get me wrong, but dear, oh dear. 250,000, and it didn't even fill it up. It's probably about halfway on some of them, maybe like 2/3 on some of the others, but it gets through your crops, I must admit. But still, you do get some product out, I must admit, and quite a lot of it. So what are we talking about? Which one is going to be the best recipe? Let's have a look on a little chart I've got prepared for you. Right, so first up is going to be the amount that you need to put in, and then what that's going to cost you if you had sold it off as a raw product. So for grape juice, now I'm going to ignore the water because, yeah, you need to put it in, but you can get it for free out of a pond. So there's no cost related to it. So we're just going to go for the straight products that you need to put in. So grape juice, you need to put in 1250 litres of grapes. That would have made you 2104 if you'd have sold it off normally. So olive oil, you would have needed to put 1250 litres of olives in. You would have sold that for 2245. Canola oil, 1250 litres of canola going in. 2708 if you'd have sold that off. Sunflower oil, sunflowers as you can imagine, 1250 going in, and then 3026 if you'd have sold that off. Then we've got sugar beet, so 1250 litres again. 563 if you'd have sold that. Sugar beet cut, 1,000 litres only needed for that, because obviously it's more processed, and you'd have sold that for 628. Then sugarcane, 1,250, sold that for 468. We've got flour for the wheat, so you got wheat 1,250 going in, sold that for 1,519. Barley, you would have put 1,250 in again, and 1,411 you would have got if you'd have sold that off. Oats, you would only needed to put 833 in for that, which is all right. You'd have sold that off for 1,574. Sorghum, the same, 833 litres going in, and 1,281 if you'd have sold that off. Then we come to the bottom two, which is interesting, we'll see in a minute. So we've got corn, if you want to make flour out of corn, 1,250 litres going in, but you'd have sold that for 1,933, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. Then we've got the soybeans, you would have needed to put in 1,538. Now you could have sold that off for 5,624. Yeah, we'll go on to the next bit and you'll see why that's a bit of an issue. So we've got all our costs going in, and what about selling it off? So if you'd have put in the grapes for grape juice, you'd have sold 1,000 litres off for 5,678, would have given you 169, nice 0.9% increase profit over selling it off of the raw materials. Olive oil, you'd have sold that off for 8,945, giving you a 298.4% increase. That is all right. Nearly 300%. Oh, excellent. Then we've got canola oil. We'd have sold a pallet of that off for 5,968, 120.4% increase. Sunflower oil follows it up, 6,472. You'd have got a 113.9% increase with that. Sugar beet, which is a good one. Obviously a low cost on the sugar going in. Fair enough. 1,845 would give you a profit of 227.7%. That's all right. Then you've got the sugar beet cut, 1,595 to sell a pallet of that off, and 154% increase. And then sugar cane, which is 8 as well, it's like the second top one to be fair, 1,845 for 1,000 litres would give you a 294.4% profit. Oh, that's all right. Then we come across to the flour. Obviously, a pallet of flour is a pallet of flour, 2,074 each. But then if you put it in as wheat, 36.5% increase. If you'd have put it in as barley, 47% increase. If you'd have put it in as oats, 31.8% increase. Put sorghum in, you'd have got a 61.9% increase, because obviously the oats and the sorghum, you didn't need to put in as much. Yeah. Then we come down to the corn. Yeah, see, this the price of corn's affecting on this one, big style. Only a 7.3% increase, because obviously selling the corn off, 1,933, yeah, knocks down the profit. Then we come to the soybeans. Yeah, 5,624 if you'd have sold off the soybeans on their own. 2,074 for a pallet of flour. You can see where this is going quite easily, because we have now got a deficit of 63.1%. So you're losing 63% of the sale of that flour pallet. You could have made a lot more if you'd have sold the soybeans off as the original crop rather than processing it through this plant. But that being said, whilst the soybeans, and to be fair, the corn as well, it's only a 7% increase. The rest though, oh, all right, yeah, 30 odd percent, yeah, that's all right. It's better than nothing. And then what was it? The sugar cane was like nearly 300%, and the canola oil I think was nearly 300% as well. That's ace. I mean, those there on those crops going in, you make a tidy sum. Yeah, get this place down. Definitely, it's a money spinner, and avoid soybeans and probably corn as well. That being said, you can make a tidy sum on this, not a problem. Excellent. Right, drop it in the comments below which recipe you're going to be using in this building. We'll see what people are looking at. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But from me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.